Hey, it's Friday, and I know that lots of you may enjoy an alcoholic beverage on the weekends. And so I'm going to be bringing Coach Perri on. And so let me just make sure that she's invited. And yep, invitation is sent. There she is. Bring Perri on. Bringing her on because today what we're going to talk about is we are going to talk about alcohol and fat loss and what happens when you introduce alcohol to your nutrition plan. So Perri is just trying to get on. I know that she just got out of the dentist office, so she's probably in her car trying to hook up from her phone. And yep, trying to invite you, Perri. No, she's coming. So hang in there. We might have to start over again. But I know that this is something that comes up quite often in my fitness boot camp and on the coaching page. And just a note to those on the coaching, no answer. All right, you know what? I'm gonna jump off. Oh, there she is. Bring her on. Let's try again. See if we can get her on. There she is.
Hi.
That was tricky, but we got you. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, you have beautiful white teeth, so you're at the dentist.
Yes, got to make sure your teeth are clean.
Good. All right. Well, I was just telling everybody, Perri, that because it's Friday, a lot of people might be looking at the weekend and might be having a treat meal, or whether it's a treat meal or not. Sometimes we just choose to have a treat meal or a glass of wine or some alcohol. And we want to talk a little bit about what it does with our fat loss.
Yes. So like most people, I like alcoholic beverage now and then, but unfortunately, it's probably not the best thing for us. It does affect our hormones quite a bit and really hinders fat loss.
Yeah, and it's like if we're really serious about our fat loss, then it's something that we totally need to consider limiting to our treat meal. And even on our treat meal, we might consider, do I really want the alcohol or do I really want to eat my calories?
Right. Yeah. So unfortunately, it's not just, the calories that are consumed with the actual drink, because, with food, we're able to metabolize it. Alcohol, it's a little different because our body does not really recognize it. It doesn't metabolize it very well. And so when we drink it, those calories go right into our fat cells. So
yes. And our body prioritizes alcohol first. So it's metabolized right away.
Yes.
As soon as it hits the gut, it is metabolized right away. So that's one of the reasons why if you're drinking on an empty stomach, why you might feel a buzz sooner, because your body just absorbs it immediately and is not slowed down at all of, with the food in your gut. But it is prioritized over all other foodstuffs. And so one of the issues I think about having alcohol is it does lower our inhibitions. And so our resolve to kind of stay away from the nachos or whatever else might be in front of you might also fall down your throat, and those calories right into storage.
Yes, it adds up. And then the one thing that was very interesting with alcohol too is, because it is processed in the liver. I just learned this weekend, but that, the liver does kind of excrete a lot of the excess hormones that we have in our body. And then when you drink alcohol, like you said, it prioritizes that over the other hormones. And so a lot of the hormones like estrogen that you're trying to get rid of the body ends up recirculating in the body, which raises your estrogen levels, which then causes fat or increase in fat.
Right. Yes. So, and does that also would increase your risk of breast cancer or other cancers, estrogen related cancers?
Yes, I think, in doing research, they say that if you have 3 or more drinks a week, and this is for women, that your increase of breast cancer increases by 15%.
15 or 50?
1.5.
Okay.
1.5.
Still,
Yes.
you know, something to consider. I always remind my clients that it's the liquid calories that often we don't even think of. We might just think of the calories in a glass of wine, but it's, you know, we're also talking about the flip side of how it's metabolized inside. So it's not just the calories, but it also is the calories, you know, because it adds up, because most alcohols are basically just sugar.
Yes. Yes. I think they say one drink equals a can of soda.
Yeah.
As far as sugar, 30 grams.
30 grams of sugar, which is a lot of sugar. And my guess is that if you're drinking alcohol, you're not burning that off. I mean, I guess maybe on a dance floor, maybe at a wedding, but for the most times, you know, we're probably just relaxing.
Yes.
And you know what? We don't want to be the killjoys. We just want to be informing people so that they can make informed choices over, you know, when and what to drink, because both of us enjoy an alcoholic beverage and,
yes.
you know, in moderation. But we also know that when you're getting ready, oh, my dogs, when you're getting ready for a bikini contest, you probably are not having an alcoholic drink probably for 12 weeks.
Oh, more so.
Right.
Yeah. I try to cut it out. Yeah, definitely when leaning down, because it just hinders that fat loss.
Yeah. And as well with menopause, I know that a lot of people are very sensitive to alcohol, particularly red wine, and sleeping. So, you know, there's also the sleep issues. So if you are struggling with sleep, that's another reason why you may consider when and what you're going to drink, because if, you know, if fat loss isn't your issue, but sleep is your issue, then that's something else to consider. So like I said, we don't want to be killjoys, but we do want to provide some information. So let's talk about, I know I have a drink, and my rule for having a drink, and I'll ask you yours, is no calories in the mix. So if I know that having alcohol opens my body up to direct fat storage, so that if I have carbs in the mix, that's going directly to my trouble spots, probably my belly fat, my choice would be to have, say, a clear alcohol like vodka or tequila or gin with a clear, not like club soda or water, no calorie in the mix.
Yeah, I do the same as well. And then I typically limit my drinks too. So, you know, usually it'll be 2 a week for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will, you know, indulge in some red wine, because, you know, there is some studies show a little bit of heart health there. So I figure, you know, if I'm going to do wine, it'll be red, so not white, because it's full of sugar.
Yeah.
So at least you're having a little bit of benefit with having the red.
I think that we need to be honest with ourselves when we're saying, I'm drinking the red wine for the antioxidants.
Right.
Yes, there are some studies, but honestly, we could get studies to say anything. So, I mean, honestly, yes, there are some antioxidants in red wine, but there's a lot of antioxidants in vegetables. So if you're really serious about getting antioxidants, just load up your plate with healthy food.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. So I would be the same. I would have a red wine or a clear alcohol with a non-calorie. And I try not to have like the diet sodas. On the fence about those. I'm not super thrilled about the diet sodas.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably better than maybe some other caloric choices, but yeah, you know, it's all about just what's relatively healthy. So, you know, if you have to choose something, probably go with the soda water, where it doesn't have all the extra
exactly. And we need
chemicals in there.
Clarify that tonic water has sugar, soda water does not. So club soda, seltzer is good, tonic water, not so good. It's full of sugar and it's a little bit sweeter. And the actual like total whammy, which is probably the fastest way to gain belly fat, is to have something that has alcohol, carbs, and fat. So some of those like drinks, like I don't even know what they are, but they might have like cream and
Right.
like, is there like a paralyzer or something that you have Coca-Cola and cream and Kahlua or something like that? I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
But there are those ones.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that comes to mind is like a White Russian or something.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you want to, insulate your belly with a nice layer of belly fat, those are the ones. Alcohol, carbs, and fat, the fastest way to increase your belly fat. Correct?
Correct.
Yes. Now, is there anything else that we missed that you can think of regarding alcohol?
I don't think so. I'm looking at my notes here. I mean, I think we've hit pretty much everything. I mean, the only other thing I would also, I guess, recommend, and I think you posted this just to let everybody know that we were doing this Facebook Live, was just, kind of ways, to maybe limit yourself. Because, in a social situation, before you know it, maybe there's more than 2 drinks that you end up consuming. So I think one thing that you put down was, drink water in between drinks,
Yes.
to kind of help slow down the process. So I think that was pretty helpful information.
Right. So drinking water, because alcohol, it will dehydrate you as well. So for every,
Yes.
just like coffee, so every alcoholic drink you drink, you also need to chase it with equal or double amount of water, and throw a lime wedge in that water, or have club soda, and that kind of slows down the alcohol consumption as well. And I know that if I'm going for dinner, I might choose to have the glass of wine or the dessert.
Yes.
But not both. So your wine is kind of like that would for me, that would be considered a treat. So if you're having both, then, it has to be a pretty special treat meal to be able to, for me to say I'm going to have wine and dessert. Maybe it's your birthday or, something like that, but maybe it's an either or thing, or wine or the bread basket, like a piece of bread from the bread basket. So, like I said, we don't want to be the one that, says no, no, no to everything. But for those of you that are serious about, flattening your belly and losing that belly fat, we want to just have the habit of lesser alcohol, maybe an alcoholic beverage on a special occasion, but maybe it's not an everyday thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would agree.
It's just the habits, because sometimes, we don't even notice it, and it becomes a habit. Hey, we're just always having a glass of wine before dinner. Do I really need this? Or maybe I can just cut that back to 2 times a week. And you'd be surprised at how just a small tweak like that will make a big difference long term. Or on the other hand, is if you're not, not a drinker, and then you get into the habit of having that glass of wine every night, how that can lead you down a road as well. So the habits are really important to just be aware of, and then, make an informed decision based on the facts. So a lot of times people just maybe don't even want to think about the facts. I know people sometimes don't want to read a label because it's like, I don't want to know what's in that. That's delicious, and I'm not stopping to eat it. But then they're unhappy with their physique. So we just have to be aware of these things.
Yes, absolutely. I think comes up very often with my clients. A lot of them just will not want to give up alcohol.
Yeah.
And then once I start educating them on what it does to the body, then a lot of them will change their mind, because they'll hit a plateau where they get to a certain point and then just not as much fat loss, or they just, are stuck. So that's usually one thing that if they do start giving up or limiting, it definitely helps progress them further.
And so it's also important to know that when you work with a coach, we can tailor it to, if you've decided you don't want to give up that glass of wine once or twice a week or once a day even, we can work with that, and we'll work around it. At some point there might have to be a limitation, but working with a coach will help you find that sweet spot where you can enjoy the things that you want and still get results. So that's why it's important to have, it's really great to have that fat loss coach that's going to customize the plan just for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed. All right. So I just wanted also to point out that the Shawna 24/7 members and our coaching clients, Perri, I put up a cocktail report in the membership. And so members and coaching clients, head on over there. For the Healthy Secrets people, if you're interested in, working with a coach, that's going to be the fastest way to your results. If you're looking to keep that alcoholic beverage in your plan and want to know how, we can make that work for you up to a certain point. And so I will have a link in the description as to how to reach us, how to get a conversation started on working with Coach Perri, Coach Katie, or with me. And I'll let everyone get on with their Friday. Thank you for joining me, Coach Perri. Always good to have you. And we will probably see you next week.
Yes, sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.